major part of setting your profile is to make sure that you actually think about the audience. Who is it that you want to connect to you? Are you job hunting, or are you quite happy to be where you are at the moment, but you'd like to make those connections with people? Or are you about to start your own business? Do you want to increase your network? Do you want to increase those business opportunities? Or are you currently sitting in a position in a company and you need to be visible for your expertise? So think about how you position yourself. And throughout all of this, you need to have a professional, use the golden thread. Everything, whether you're posting, whether you're liking or commenting, whether you're updating your profile, everything needs to be professional. And make sure that it's visible, it's short and punchy. Make sure that people can see exactly the information. Don't write these long sentences that everybody has to read forever and ever. Rather go for the bullet points, rather make a short couple of phrases than making everybody read everything. We mentioned a little bit about the photo, but I want to just make sure that you understand this. The photo should be a headshot. So in other words, from your shoulders up, it should be in color. I know the black and white looks pretty, but the color gives a professional option, and it also shows that you're being serious about this, this profile. It needs to be business attire. It doesn't have to be tie and suit, but it does have to be smart casual at least. It shouldn't be t-shirt and jeans, although you won't be able to see the jeans, but it should also be, give that appearance of being in a professional environment. Slight smile. If you do not smile, then you're perceived as, you know, angry or cross, or it's slightly off-putting. So it doesn't have to be a big wide grin, but something nice and slight to smile. That headline, it attracts attention to why people should look at the rest of your profile. So a maximum of 5 words. And it should be something along the lines of exactly the position that you're in. You'll see it, if you have put in the company that you're on, it pops up with which company. And if you're not working, if you between jobs at the moment, then rather use a phrase to say what were the previous positions that you're in, or the industry that you're in. So you would rather say something like a retail marketer in FMCG industry, instead of saying open to opportunities looking for a job. It's a little bit off-putting and it sounds a little bit desperate. So rather use your former position or the position that you would like to be in the industry where you would like to be working. The executive summary, in LinkedIn it just appears as summary, but there's a certain way of writing that summary. And there's a certain little technique that works quite well. Use something called assumed third person speech. So this is not using your pronouns. This is, and it's not in the first person, but it's not in the second person. In the first person, it comes across as too personal. Second person, it sounds like somebody else wrote this profile for you and you actually don't know what they've said. Assumed third person is where you would say, and you use your competencies and your future plans. And only the very last sentence, you're going to add a little personal thing. But so you begin off with saying competencies in knowledge management and customer service, have worked in industries of FMCG and manufacturing, but based on my recent studies and my work experience, I intend to align my career in the field of competitive intelligence within the FMCG industries. It's only that last bit that you add a little bit of something personal, because then it tells the reader of where you would like to go, what you want to actually do with this profile. It opens up without saying directly that you are hunting and looking for a job. It tells them where you want to go. Um, and if you're looking for business growth or opportunities, then you focus your summaries on the current activities that you're busy with and also your growth strategy. So if you are intending to move out into the field and you actually want to expand your business, then you use how you want to do that. If you want to focus being on an industry or a profession expert, then you use those key industry words. So that's what gets picked up when people are looking for you. Same way as in your headline, you need to use those key industry words so that people know why they need to connect you or go and look at your profile. Targeting your audience, sorry. You want to actually put it into the best option. So let's have a look at what happens. When you're looking at your profile, you can either go straight into the profile here, okay? You'll see there's a little editing button here. And if you edit the button, it then allows you to change everything. The photo. You have two options for your photo here. This photo, the round photo, is your headshot photo. So a nice photo that people will always recognize you. It could be that you have the same name as a couple of other people. And it's better if people recognize you so they know which one they need to choose. This photo at the background here is something that relates again to your industry or to your interests. This is not, you know, a pretty meme or a photo of you relaxing on the beach. This photo is meant to show something like your company logo or your business that you're in. Or it could be a quote of something that you find really valuable, you know, your life lesson. And it's up to you how you want to appear again to your audience. So pick carefully. Then you'll find that, you know, your first and your last name, make sure that you have this the right way around. Time and time again, I've seen profiles where people put the wrong way around. So when people are then communicating, they communicate your last name as if it's your first name. So make sure that you understand your first name is, you know, considered your given name or your first name. The last name is your surname or the last name by which you are titled. So if it's Miss Kennedy or Mr. Kennedy, that's why that's your last name. The headline, you'll see here, it's very short and sweet. It's literally, at this stage, I've put in independent entrepreneur, but you would put in something like, what is your title? You'll see these pop up automatically based on your profile. So it will come up with, you know, different positions. You can change it, you can add a new position, you can follow all the different positions that you have. And it puts in where you're based. So the zip code obviously will put in that it's within the Cape Town area. So you won't be able to put in that it is in Durbanville or Brackenfell. It puts it into the closest major city. And then also pick your industry well. Make sure this is where you are currently, but also how it relates to where you want to be in future. And then you put in your summary, okay? And as I mentioned, with your summary, you would put in, again, more in a type of third person assumed third speech. So in other words, having worked in a number of industries, so it's not, and passionate about entrepreneurship. In this case, I'm not looking for a job, so I wouldn't put in anything to say anything else about I'd like to be in this future industry. I'm happy for people to connect with me based on those competencies and those interests. And then you could upload a link for your latest presentations and so on, but that's only if you really want to express that. You would then save it and move to the next section. You'll see I have a little dashboard, and that's going to show you who has been viewing your profile. If you did a post, how many people actually viewed that post, but also the search appearances. So it could be that people are specifically searching for you based on your name, or they could be searching on you based on criteria and your name pops up. You also have the option here to let recruiters know that you're open or not. At the moment, I'm not looking for a job. I love what I do. But there, if you really were, but remember that would be visible then. And here, if it was the other way around, you could give advice about your experience. Okay. You'll see on the side here, you have different profiles that you can add. So if you haven't added your work experience yet, or your education, or anything else, that's where you would pop it in. You'd be able to add it. Gives you a nice little summary of what you've currently got. So it tells me here, my work experience, 14 positions, education, 2 schools. Now schools is usually tertiary education. It's not high school or primary school. And then also one of the volunteer. And then the skills will show currently there's 40 on there. And then the accomplishments, at the moment, I can add those in because I already have a few, but those are the ones that I could add in.